will I buy it? I'm almost afraid to do this video because I have gone back on my word recently as to whether or not I'm gonna buy the palette or not, buy it or not. Hi Dollar Divas, welcome to Behind the Vanity. I'm Jessica. If you are new to my channel, I like to make videos about affordable beauty, beauty on a budget, and when you do decide to splurge and buy that occasional high-end palette, I like to help you make the most of the money that you do spend. So if that sounds good to you, you are in the right place. So today I'm kind of doing a first. I decided to go ahead and do one of those will I buy it kind of a video where I show you like new makeup releases, either makeup that just came out or is getting ready to come out, and kind of talk about whether or not I may buy it or not buy it. And of course, this is not my idea, of course. This is actually something that the lovely Samantha March, I don't know if she started it, but I know that she's kind of known in the beauty community for doing these types of videos. So a special shout out to Samantha March. I will have her channel linked below. And Brit Clarke recently went live with this type of a video, and so I saw hers, and so I will include her live video so you can watch the replay as well as her channel so you can check her out. So this has been done quite a bit by people. It's kind of a popular idea, but I've never done one before, so here I am. So I did just do a show, hence the wine, and of course the elephant in the room is the glitter lips. So yes, I did do a show and I decided to just leave it all on for you. My hair is a hot mess because it's been under wigs and all that kind of stuff today. So, but I did decide to leave myself kind of in my full glory as far as my makeup goes. So if you want to know real quick the makeup that I am wearing, first of all, I will leave my latest Makeup Basket Monday video linked down below in the description box so you can see all the products. So on my eyes, I am wearing the Daisy Fuentes palette, and this is from Ross. It was given to me by a friend of mine. So that's what's on my eyes, and go ahead and make sure you check out that latest video to see all of the products. Also too, if you like what you see, go ahead right now and hit that like button. It really helps out my channel, as well as, you know, hitting that subscribe button as well as that bell notification. That way you become part of my family of what I love to call Dollar Divas, and the bell notification makes sure that you never miss an upload. So if you could do that for me, it helps me and my channel out so much you don't understand. Well, maybe you do, but yeah, if you do, then you really know that it helps me out a lot. So I really, really appreciate the support. And so without further ado, let's just go ahead and hop right into today's video. A brand that I do not own anything from yet. There's so many brands that I see products from and I don't own anything, and a lot of it's because I would have to order online, and I really try. I do love online shopping, but it's also kind of a dangerous thing, I feel. So I try not to get too comfortable just ordering a bunch of stuff all the time. I do try to be very mindful. And so sometimes if I can't go to Ulta and get it or something like that, I try to stay away from it. And this brand I've just never really seen in stores that much. I don't know if they sell it in stores anywhere. JUVIAS Place. I so hate that I have never tried anything from JUVIAS Place. But anyways, I'm gonna pop a picture up here on the screen of kind of a new launch that they have. There are 3 different kind of mini eyeshadow palettes, little 6-pan eyeshadow palettes. They have the Sweet Pinks, the Taupes, and the Mauves eyeshadow palette. So the question is for me, is this gonna be my first JUVIAS Place purchase? And I can tell you right off the bat, no. If I was gonna purchase something from JUVIAS Place, now these might look really good to you, especially if you love JUVIAS Place, but the colors don't really speak to me. I guess if I had to pick one, it would either be the Taupes or the Mauves. The pink one doesn't appeal to me like at all. But yeah, I think I would start with one of their other palettes. I've seen a lot of their palettes like on Instagram and with various people here on YouTube using them and mentioning them. And there's just other ones that I would pick first if I was gonna make that first purchase. And so this definitely wouldn't be it for me. Although JUVIAS Place is in my top 5 of brands I'm wanting to purchase something from. I think I would just start with something else. I think they've got lots of stuff that's already out that looks really good to me. So I would probably purchase something that they already have out. If not, then something that comes up in the future that looks awesome and amazing. So yeah, this is probably definitely something I will not purchase. So the next item is actually from Urban Decay, and I'm having a hard time figuring out if this is out already or if it's coming. Okay, so I just had a situation where I said I wasn't gonna buy their latest Naked palette, the Ultraviolet, and I did. I even swatched and pretty much kind of duped every single color in the palette from stuff in my collection, and I still bought it anyway because it was so pretty. But I'm so glad I did, because in my using of it, I really do love it. I will link all my Urban Decay Naked Ultraviolet palette videos down below, because there is a couple of them, so I'll link those down below so you can check those out. But yeah, that was one of those like foot in mouth kind of moments that I felt really kind of bad about. So anyway, so I did end up purchasing it. This, however, I'm gonna sit here now as a changed person and say that I'm gonna have to see it in person, because sometimes pictures don't do it justice, and that is something I have learned. But this is the Stoned Vibes palette. Now, first of all, the packaging looks gorgeous. I'm sure it's even prettier in person as far as the packaging goes. But as far as the palette goes, it has 12 shades, and of course comes with a brush that I'm sure is awesome, as Urban Decay brushes always are, in my opinion. It's got 4 matte shades, and I really like the variation of the matte shades. The 2 on the bottom are kind of similar in my opinion, but I love that you have that really, and I am referring to my phone, I love that really light color in the corner, and then it's got like a medium peachy color in the other corner, and then down below you got like a rich brown, and then the other side it's like even like a darker brown. So I do like that it has those like matte shades, and they are kind of covering the light to the dark, which I love. And then it's got 8, I guess they're glitters, probably pressed glitters if I had to guess. And they seem really pretty in the picture. I love glitter. If you know me, you know that I love glitter, obviously. But, you know, like I said, I'm gonna just have to see this in person. So I don't really know sitting here right now whether I will purchase it or not. A part of me really kind of wants to purchase like some other palettes, because I do have a lot of Urban Decay. You know, in the broad scheme of brands that I own a lot of, I would say it's probably LA Colors, e.l.f., Urban Decay, and maybe Too Faced. So I'm not really excited about it as I sit here, but like I said, I know that that can change if I do see it in person. So the jury is yet to be out on this, but like I said, I'm not overly excited about it at the moment. So drop a comment below if either of the 2 things I have mentioned so far are something that you are interested in or have purchased already or not. So other than the glitter, there's another elephant in the room, and when I watch these videos, I am always waiting to see what they say when they get to this palette, because I think it tells a lot about a person. And so you're gonna learn a little bit about me probably with this next one. And of course, and you probably have already guessed it, it's the Jeffree Star Orgy palette. First of all, okay, and it's a collection, so he's got some other products, but I'm just gonna kind of talk about the palette. So of course it looks like a sister palette to the Cremated palette. These are 30 pan palettes, which is gigantic. And the Cremated palette, if you don't know, I'll also pop a picture of it up here. It's 30 different shades of gray. I mean, literally, it is 30 shades of like white and cream and tan-ish, gray, silver, black, charcoal, all that stuff. With the name Cremated, it was very controversial, but because it was kind of released, well, no, it was definitely released like at the height of the coronavirus pandemic. So it really just struck a not so good chord with a lot of people, and I understand completely. To me, it was just very uninspiring. I just feel like that palette, and I think a lot of people feel this way, you could do with like a third of the shades and pretty much have all your bases covered in the gray and charcoal and white department, you know what I mean? So it's just kind of overkill. And the palette is $62. But I don't know, who needs like 1,000 shades of brown? So this is very similar, except it kind of covers the browns and the skin tones and the nudes and all that kind of stuff. And of course the name, it's called the Orgy palette, you know, which is, I don't think that people are quite as offended by that as they were the Cremated, just because, you know, I guess at least it's happy, you know what I mean? So anyways, and I don't mind the name, you know, I'm a big NARS fan. I love NARS products, and one of my favorite blushes is the Orgasm blush. So I don't mind a name. It doesn't particularly bother me. I know it will some people for sure, especially if you have kids and all that kind of thing. But the name does not bother me. But again, it is just, to me, blah. It is just absolutely blah. It's 30 matte shades nonetheless. I don't know if the Cremated has some shimmers. It kind of looks like it does, which makes it a little bit more interesting. I guess if I were gonna buy one, I would probably buy the Cremated palette. But this one here is, I didn't think it could get more uninspiring than the Cremated palette. And I think this definitely wins for sure as far as that goes. So in a nutshell, it's a pass for me. I will not be buying this palette. Now, I think Brit Clarke, when I was watching hers and she got to this, she kind of mentioned, I think she had heard from like friends of hers, the idea that a makeup artist may really like this palette. First of all, I've never tried Jeffree Star products at all. That is another brand I've not tried, but I'm not really planning on it. There's just so many other ones I want to try first. But apparently his formula is amazing. Like, there are just so many people that just love his formula. So, you know, so there's that. So I know there are going to be people that want to buy it just because they love his formula. And I know a lot of his palettes, from what I understand, are really bright. I'll pop a couple of them up here. He tends to go with a lot of color, and people love his formula. So there's going to be like probably makeup artists that really want this palette to have all these shades of nude and all that kind of thing. So it might be more of like a makeup artist thing along with the Cremated and all that kind of stuff, just because the formula, the color selection, you know, people can really work on people's makeup for any occasion and be covered. So that was an interesting perspective that Brit had. And like I said, I think she had heard that from someone else. So, so there's that. But for someone like me, I'm not a makeup artist. I don't even really notice the subtleties in eyeshadow. I mean, I can tell if one doesn't perform good for me. And then sometimes I'll even think it might just be my technique. And then I can, if a eyeshadow is particularly easy to work with, I know it, but I can't differentiate between the extreme subtleties the way makeup artists can. So for me, this palette doesn't tick any boxes that a Urban Decay Naked palette doesn't cover for me. So yeah, no, definitely not gonna buy this at all. I'm not really offended by the idea, you know, it is what it is. It's a grown-up makeup line, you know, kind of a thing. But one thing I will tell you, in defense of this palette and the Cremated, I'll pop up, I think it's the Jawbreaker palette, I'll pop it up here. And don't get mad at me for saying this, it's just an opinion. I don't even know much about him. Honestly, I don't even pay attention to the drama, but I know he's got a lot of drama surrounding him, all that kind of stuff. But I do understand as an artist what he's going for. You know, he has all these colors, and now it's like he's releasing all these kind of muted, non-colorful type of palettes. So as an artist, I get kind of the polar oppositeness of it, I guess you could say. Polar oppositeness. So, you know, I get it. I do understand it. I really do. As an artist myself, someone that's kind of a creative person, I get it. I do understand that. So before I go into the next product, I just want to end the Jeffree Star Orgy palette segment with one question. I wonder what's next. I'm afraid to know. I'm afraid to know if there's going to be a third palette kind of in this series, what it's going to be. Okay, moving on. Also too, before we move on, my friend Kendall Elizabeth here on YouTube, I will have her channel linked below as well as the video that I'm about to mention. I had seen that she has the Cremated palette and she did an eye tutorial, and I love the way eye makeup looks on her, and I was thinking, oh great. I'm gonna see her do a tutorial and I'm gonna wanna buy that palette. I was so afraid, but she did a beautiful eye look with it. I'll have her video linked below. And so definitely go check out my friend Kendall. Okay, now we're moving on. So the next item is another brand I haven't purchased from, mainly because it's kind of a luxury brand and I don't really buy the luxury price point. I like a good high-end product, and if you don't know, I've had to educate my husband on this because I just learned myself this year. I didn't realize, I thought like high-end was as expensive as it gets, but it's not. There's luxury makeup, just in case you lived under a rock the way I did, and there's nothing wrong with that. But yes, there is high-end and then there is luxury. So your Charlotte Tilbury, your Natasha Denona, you know, your Chanel Dior, think Pat McGrath, Hourglass. That's all kind of in the luxury price point. So it's more expensive than your Urban Decay or your Too Faced or all that good stuff. So this is in that tier of cosmetics. I wasn't even very much aware of indie makeup until recently too, and the more I see it, the more it just calls to me, but I'm really trying to be good and not buy too many items. So it is a world I would love to get into, but just have not yet. But that's another thing. That is a completely other leg of makeup that I've learned about here recently. So Natasha Denona has, I don't know if these are out yet or if they're coming soon. I think they're on Sephora's website actually. So I think these are actually already out. They are the Chromium Liquid Eyeshadows. There are, I think, 5 different shades, and they all have this like shift. They're like chameleon shadows. And they're like a liquid, kind of like the Stila, like glitter and glows and shimmer and glows. But yeah, they have that beautiful shift. They are stunning. And I loved duochromes and things with shifts in it before I even knew what to call them. And the only thing I really own is some Urban Decay eyeshadows that have that, and I really am wanting to buy from like Terra Moon. Just haven't gotten around to doing it again because it's an online thing and I'm just really bad about that. But these are stunning. Now they are really pricey. They are on Sephora's website. They are $28 a piece. So it's a little pricey, but I think what you get, you can't really find that in a drugstore. And that is when I will spend some money. If I can't find like a dupe for it in a drugstore or something like that, I will buy something special. So I very well may pick up one of these. I'm kind of long overdue for like a Sephora haul. It's been forever. And I'm a little old-fashioned. I really want to go to Sephora. Like I miss the store, and I live about an hour away from one, so I don't go as often as I would like. I don't know if they sell them in the store, if they sell Natasha Denona in the store, but it has been a hot minute since I have been to a Sephora, so I would love to see if they do have them. If you do know if they have them in store, drop a comment below and let me know. But I would love to pick up one of these, and I very, very well might, because they are so pretty, and I don't know if they're as pretty in person as they are in these photos, but I think it's worth a try. I'm definitely willing to try. And I kind of feel for me, I don't know whether I want the color Infra Nude. It says it's a gold, yellow, red, pink, metallic shift, or if I want the shade Ultraviolet, which is a violet, purple, and green metallic. I don't really know which one I would pick if I only had to pick one, but yeah, I can very well see myself picking out at least one of these, maybe 2. So yeah, this is gonna be on my purchase list for sure. So next is actually from KKW Beauty. If you don't know, that's Kim Kardashian's makeup line. And I do not own anything from her makeup line. And so this collection here is the BFF collab. Don't know if it's out already or if it's coming. And I don't know how much these products are, but she's in the high-end kind of price range. And I have seen her stuff in stores at Ulta. I don't know if this will be in stores or just online. But anyway, so kind of in true Kim Kardashian fashion, her makeup line, I've heard a lot of people describe it as like boring and uninspiring because it's very, you know, it's very Kim. And Kim, she experiments a lot with her clothes, but not so much with her makeup, I feel. Now granted, I like that about her. I love the nudeness of her makeup and just the classicness of her makeup. There is nobody that does a nude lip, I think, better than Kim Kardashian. So for me, kind of the best thing I've ever seen from her line was, I think it was her makeup line. It came out, I think, earlier this year, and it was kind of inspired by her wedding day, and that looked gorgeous. But again, just very, very classic. Like if you love just like classic makeup, her line would definitely be for you. It very much focuses like on like the nudeness of lips and eyes and all that kind of stuff. Now this is an entire line. She's got lip products and she's got face palettes and she has like a little eyeshadow palette. The thing that stands out to me the most about this collection is actually the lip products. I guess they come maybe in a trio, it's hard to tell, but it looks like you get 2 lip liners and then there's a clear lip gloss. And that looks interesting to me for like a nude lip kind of a thing. Will I end up buying her makeup? Probably not, just because I do feel you can get it at like a lower price range. I don't know what her products perform like. I haven't really heard a lot about it, mainly because I haven't really looked into it at all. But will I buy this? Does it appeal to me? Kinda, yeah. Like I said, mainly her lip products and that kind of stuff. But I don't know that I will ever actually pull the trigger on buying from her makeup line. So anyways, drop a comment below if you own anything from KKW. I don't see a ton of stuff, at least in like my YouTube feed about like people using her makeup. I hear more about Kylie's than anything. But yeah, drop a comment below and let me know if you purchased this or if you own anything from KKW Beauty. Drop a comment and let me know. But yeah, this is gonna probably end up being a pass for me. So I got 2 more products and lines that I want to talk about. And the first one is actually from Too Faced. And Too Faced is another high-end brand that I love. I love their packaging, I love their vibe. I just really love them. In some ways I like them a little bit more than Urban Decay, but sometimes with their products, I like looking at their products and I like the idea of their products, but I don't always pull the trigger on actually buying them, but I do love like looking at them. But they are coming out with a pumpkin palette and a pumpkin melted matte lip color. And apparently this is available now. So again, I don't know the exact price of these products, but I would imagine they will be in that same realm as Too Faced palettes and their melted matte lipstick. And I like the idea of this palette. I know a lot of people on the internet are saying it's just like the same palette. It's practically the gingerbread palette, and that they don't come out with something new and all that kind of stuff. First of all, this one's gonna smell like pumpkin. You know it is. And you know the lipstick is gonna smell like pumpkin as well. And I do have the gingerbread extra spicy palette. I don't have the original. The original never really appealed to me, but the extra spicy one did, and I do have that. Pumpkin's not my favorite, but I mean, I don't hate it. But like I said, a lot of people think that this is just more of the same from Too Faced, and I would have to say that I disagree. I think this palette is a lot more colorful than the original gingerbread palette or the extra spicy. It has some cool tones that you don't really have in those other palettes. I feel like the greens and like the lilacs, you know, and then of course you get your warm palettes, but a lot of people are like, hey, there's nothing pumpkin about it, you know, that kind of thing. You know, I think at this point they had to kind of take it in a different direction, although they probably shouldn't have called it a pumpkin palette or a pumpkin spice palette, because you know, it doesn't really look like one. I don't really know the reasoning behind some of the greens and the purples, although I do like that they're in there, but I think the pumpkin thing isn't working as far as the palette. Of course, the lip color is gonna fit the bill, I'm sure. I would buy this palette. If I had to choose between this or the original gingerbread palette, I would pick this, just because I do feel it's got a little bit more variation, but I don't think this is gonna be something that I have to have. Again, I have not seen it in person, and I might love it in person and buy it. I don't know. As I'm sitting here now, I really don't feel like I need it. I actually held off on the gingerbread extra spicy palette for the longest time. Then I was able to use like a 20% off coupon, and I was there for like a Black Friday sale, something like that. So I got a really good deal when I bought it, and that was kind of a good thing. I didn't just like get it. So I mean, I could do the same thing with this. There's kind of a shade right in the middle. It's kind of the second row down. I don't know the shade name, but it's next to the brown. It's kind of between the brown and the tan on the middle row. It looks like it could be a duochrome or a shifty shade. I don't know. I think the top picture looks like it is, and then the bottom picture does not look like it is. It actually looks more gray in the bottom picture. So that's really pretty. So I don't know. I'm gonna just have to kind of see this in person, and then maybe see if I can get a good deal on it a little bit later in the year. So I don't know. The jury is still out on this one for sure. I just don't know. I'm gonna have to see it in person. So the verdict is still out on this one as well. But I probably will not buy the lip color, because I've got both of the gingerbread lip colors from Too Faced, and I don't think I need this shade. The more I talk about it, the more maybe I might get it. Okay, this is just gonna have to wait until I see them in person. Both things, the lip color and the palette. So we'll see. And the last kind of collection that I decided to feature in this video is actually from Colourpop. Again, it is a brand I have never bought from, and it is on my top 5 list along with JUVIAS Place of brands to buy from. They're affordable. They're in the drugstore kind of price range, and I've seen a couple things at Ulta, but generally I think you have to kind of buy them online. I don't know if Target sells some of their products or not, because I don't live near a Target, but they have come out with this Candyland line of makeup, and it looks like you get some lip colors, you've got like a face powder of some kind of a dropper thing, like I don't know if it's like a highlighter or something like that. And then they've got a palette. I like this idea, especially, we'll just kind of take the palette. I like the idea of the Candyland palette more than I actually like the palette. You know, you've got some dark, you know, you've got a couple neutrals in there, and you've got one that's really dark. And I do love that you have like dark and light. You have, looks like you have like a frosty white in there. And then you've got all those pastels that you kind of think of with Candyland. But I just kind of think the idea of it is actually better than the actual palette itself. It does not speak to me as much as I would like the idea to speak to me, if that makes any sense at all. I don't know. So yeah, I do not think, again, if I'm gonna buy something from Colourpop, this isn't gonna be where I start. This is not gonna be it. I would buy something that they already have, that I've seen, that I think is nice. This is not where I will start. Or it'll be something that comes out in the future, but this is not gonna be it. Like I said, I want to like this more than I do. So yeah, this is a definite pass for me. So drop a comment below if you are interested in, I have a window in front of me, there was totally just a hummingbird like looking in the window, and I don't have a hummingbird feeder. It was so cool. And this is available now, and I don't know the price point. Like I said, I do know it's kind of a drugstore price point. But yeah, drop a comment below if you have already purchased this or you are interested in buying this palette or anything in the line. So I hope you enjoyed this video. So if this is a video idea that you would like me to do more often, definitely drop a comment down below and let me know. And check out all of those lovely ladies in the description box: Samantha March, Brit Clarke, and Kendall Elizabeth, and I will have their channels as well as some of their videos linked below, so definitely check them out. Also, don't forget to check out my latest Makeup Basket Monday video. I will have that also linked below. And again, if you are not already subscribed, become part of my family of Dollar Divas and hit that subscribe button and that bell notification. And if you haven't already, like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.